Let's talk about uncontacted peoples for a moment. Please stick with me because I really want to hear your thoughts. This is something I was just thinking about at the gym today, but these are pictures of uncontacted peoples, also known as uncontacted tribes, uncontacted groups. Who are they? Well, like the name says, they are uncontacted. They do not know the modern world. There's a map that shows all the countries that have uncontacted groups of people. This map right here, the red dots identify locations where we know these uncontacted tribes exist. We actively try to keep these tribes uncontacted. We want it to remain that way, and there's many reasons for that. One of the big reasons is the risk that it imposes, and this is explained through the story of John Cho. He was a missionary that felt called to go bring the gospel to the people of North Sentinel Island, and unfortunately it cost him his life. In contacting uncontacted peoples, there's a lot of risk. We could bring disease, we could bring death to them. They could be violent, they don't know us, they could bring death to us. What gives us the right to disrupt their way of life? Yada, yada, yada. So there's a lot of reasons. Hear me out on this. What if Earth is just a group of uncontacted peoples? What if the fact that we don't see any life outside of us is because we're not meant to? They are perfectly aware of us, even though we are unaware of them. Now, if you've ever looked into extraterrestrial life, you've heard of the Fermi paradox, the contradiction between the high likelihood of emergence of ET intelligence, but also the lack of evidence. Paradox in its broad forms is, why has the Earth not been visited, and why is there no evidence for extraterrestrial intelligence at all? But here's my question. This no evidence comes from a very Earth-centered perspective. One could say that these uncontacted tribes would say there is no evidence of modern life outside of them because they are uncontacted. But does that mean the evidence that you and we don't exist? No. Now, pictures like this are very controversial. They are drones that captured pictures of these uncontacted peoples. You know these guys were just like, what the hell is that? We've never seen that before. They have no concept of modern technology. To us, they live in a very archaic form. What if we are those living in a very archaic form when it comes to the universe? What if there is a danger that we pose that keeps us uncontacted, constantly monitored in a petri dish so that we remain uncontacted? I just think it's really interesting because a lot of times people will say there is no evidence of alien life. But my question is, just because we can't perceive the evidence, does that mean that evidence doesn't exist? Do we have to observe it to make it real? Or do we not see anything because it is by design and we are the uncontacted peoples? Let me know what you think, but I don't know, it's just a fun little thought experiment to get you out of your egocentric perspective.